Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick peek outside our weather window from this afternoon. And yeah, it was just one of those cloudy days. It did clear up a bit this morning and then just clouds this afternoon. Temperatures about like yesterday, but basically just a cloudy late fall day here in north central Washington. This shot from Orondo looking back at Turtle Rock. You can see off in the distance there to the left center of your screen. And as we move into the weekend, things are going to change a bit though. We're going to get wet, windy, and warm this weekend. We will see a good chance for rain showers tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, possibly on Sunday as well. Lots of snow in the mountains too, and possibly gusty winds. I don't think that'll happen so much in the Wenatchee Valley, but you folks in the Columbia Basin, watch out for those gusty winds, and we'll tell you more about that and a peek at your Christmas Eve forecast. All that coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Wenatchee man is under arrest after a stabbing Wednesday night that left another man with a head wound. Washington's Employment Security Department paid out about 8 times more unemployment insurance claims than usual in 2020 and lost almost $351 million of it to fraud. And nerves got the best of a man wanted on a felony warrant while being followed by law enforcement. But first we begin tonight. The Peshastin man, suspected for more than 20 years of sexually abusing children in his care, received his prison sentence yesterday. 17 years for Theron Jay Heideman. The sentence from Chelan County Judge Travis Brandt is indeterminate, meaning the Department of Corrections must approve the 54-year-old defendant's release after 17 years, and he could spend the rest of his life in prison. Heideman pleaded guilty back in October to 3 counts of first-degree child rape. The victims, who are now adults, lived in Heideman's home between 2001 and 2014. It's not the first time Heideman was accused of victimizing children. 3 other alleged victims received a $2.5 million settlement from the state after claiming that child welfare agents didn't do enough to investigate their abuse. A Wenatchee man is under arrest after a stabbing Wednesday night that left another man with a head wound. 27-year-old Jacob Lee Sispolowski allegedly struggled with the man in an apartment in the 1500 block of South Mission Street and in the process stabbed him in the head, possibly with a razor blade. The victim was left with shallow cuts to his scalp. Wenatchee police are seeking a charge of first-degree assault. Zesapolewski remains jailed. His bond has yet to be set. Well, Washington's Employment Security Department paid out about 8 times more unemployment insurance claims than usual in 2020 and lost almost $351 million of it to fraud. That's the finding of an initial review by the state auditor's office. The state says Washington's program for helping those who lost jobs during the pandemic proved an attractive target for fraud. About 122,000 unemployment claims proved fraudulent. Auditor Pat McCarthy says the report is just the first in a series that will examine the ESD's losses. She says, quote, "We are still learning about what happened and vetting that information," unquote. Well, as we head to break, even law-abiding drivers know that nervous feeling when they're suddenly being followed by a police car. For one Wenatchee driver, that feeling was just a little too much to handle on Tuesday. Wenatchee police said that could be because there was a felony warrant out for his arrest. He was driving with a suspended license, and he just left a suspected drug house that was under surveillance. Police aren't releasing the name of the driver, who also was cited for improper lane travel. This was at Cherry Street and Saddle Rock Drive. Yikes. Coming up next, Washington's one of several states that will be receiving fewer doses of the COVID-19 vaccine than expected, and state officials say they aren't sure why. The State Department of Ecology and the Icicle Peshastin Irrigation District are looking for ways to rebuild the 90-year-old 8 Mile Dam And 8th District Congresswoman Dr. Kim Schreier has been selected to serve on the House Energy and Commerce Committee for the next session of the U.S. House of Representatives. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa's trade-in program. You can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa today.
Welcome back. In other news, Washington is one of several states that will be receiving fewer doses of the COVID-19 vaccine than expected, and state officials say they aren't sure why. The State Department of Health says it was notified Wednesday that instead of the 74,000 doses, the state can expect closer to 44,000 doses initially. The state says it was offered no explanation for the shortage. Thousands of frontline healthcare workers in Washington began receiving the vaccine this week, including in north central Washington. The Washington Post reported that the Trump administration and Pfizer, the maker of the first approved vaccine, are in negotiations to supply states more of the vaccine. Well, the State Department of Ecology and the Icicle Peshastin Irrigation District are looking for ways to rebuild the 90-year-old 8-mile dam located high in the Alpine Lakes Wilderness. The dam has been designated a high hazard for failure. It needs replacement to handle increased runoff caused by wildfires in its drainage area. Temporary repairs were carried out in 2018. The agencies want local input on an upcoming environmental impact study, and you can register for 2 virtual meetings scheduled for January 13th and on the 21st at the Department of Ecology website. 8th District Congresswoman Dr. Kim Schreier has been selected to serve on the House Energy and Commerce Committee for the next session of the U.S. House of Representatives. Schreier, a Democrat who won re-election to the seat in November, said her position on the committee gives her a strong voice on key issues for her district, including health care, climate change, energy policies, and environmental issues. She is the first U.S. representative to serve on the committee since former Representative and current Washington Governor Jay Inslee sat on that committee back in 2012. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee believes a clean home is a happy home. Mary Maids provides holiday cleaning services to cheer about. Don't let the seasonal cleaning ruin the festive fun. Mary Maids can simplify your life at a great value. It's never too soon to start planning a holiday-perfect home. Mary Maids of Wenatchee happily offers a worry-free guarantee. Locally owned and operated, let Mary Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Call Mary Maids today.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu, because we work to get you to work.
Hi, I'm Shauna Pringle, and I'm the Assistant Regional Long-Term Care Ombudsman here at Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington. The Ombuds program serves individuals residing in long-term care. We are resident rights advocates for folks living in nursing homes, assisted living facilities, and adult family homes. Our region serves Adams, Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, and Okanagan counties. We are always free and confidential. Due to COVID, many freedoms have been restricted to protect the vulnerable from infection. Mandates and policies are ever changing. These are challenging times for all, but especially those residents living in isolation from family and friends. To understand more about resident rights, compassionate care visits, essential support visitors, please contact the regional program by dialing 509-886-0700. Ask for the Long-Term Care Ombuds.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's feature story, Chelan Douglas Health Officer Dr. Malcolm Butler says it could be months before the general public in the two counties will be able to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Vaccinations for healthcare workers began this week. Butler, in his weekly video report, said he has great confidence in the success of the vaccine.
But we do know that the first doses are going to be used for frontline healthcare providers, healthcare workers, and also first responders. After that, the vaccines will be provided to residents of long-term care facilities, so nursing homes, assisted living facilities, that sort of thing. And then after that, to essential workers, which would include educators, folks in the agricultural industry, that sort of thing. So I don't actually know when the vaccine will be available for the general public, but I'm thinking probably early summer timeframe. And so if you're maybe concerned about the vaccine, you're worried about whether it's safe and how it might affect you, the good news, I guess, is you'll have probably 6 months worth of experience with the first line health workers and responders, see how they did with it before any vaccine becomes available for you to use. So I want you to know that I have been keeping tabs on the vaccine, the development, how it's been evaluated, and how it works. And I have great confidence in the quality of this vaccine and in its safety. And I want you to know that as soon as I can, I'm going to be sort of first in line to get vaccinated, because I think it's super important. And frankly, I'm kind of scared of COVID.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great Friday. Can you believe it? Our final weekend is upon us of fall of 2020. We're finally getting through this year. Next week, Christmas week, and we'll talk much more about your weather as you probably begin to travel a little bit next week. Looking out our weather window this afternoon, this is from Orondo, looking back at the Wenatchee Valley, and you can see Turtle Rock right here, and a lot of those low-hanging clouds. It just felt kind of chilly out there today, with the humidities kind of high, but temperatures really didn't bear that out. We were still well above normal for highs today. 38 officially our high temperature. 30 was our overnight low temperature, and that was at midnight, and then we just slowly warmed throughout the overnight. 31 is our normal high temperature for this time of year, and 23 is our normal low. 52 record high, that was back in 1976. Our record low 3 below zero in 1984. Sunrise 7:44 this morning, and the sun set this afternoon at 4:12. Let's take a peek at how your Saturday will shape up, and we've been telling you all week long it is going to be a wet Saturday. Not so much in the early afternoon, and temperatures won't be bad. 44 Moses Lake, 43 in Ephrata, and 42 in Quincy, 41 for Wenatchee, and 40 in Entiat. But PM rain, that means late afternoon and evening rain, very likely throughout north central Washington. Some of that could be some pretty good down downpours too. We'll see that in a second on our surface loop, but let's go to tonight first. Mostly cloudy, a 20% chance for late night rain. Here's our next weather maker, and here's the wind associated with that storm system as it moves into western Washington, and you can see it right here. We will see that tonight with rain and a rain-snow mix. It almost looks like a little bit more than a 20% chance for it, doesn't? But we'll have to wait and see. And as I mentioned, Saturday will be our wet day. Cloudy, a 70% chance for afternoon rain. Very heavy downpours of rain in portions of Washington. The good news, I guess, out of all this, a very strong southwesterly flow will bring us warmer temperatures, and that'll make for much warmer temperatures as we get into Sunday. A 50% chance for a rain-snow mix on Sunday with those warm temperatures, more of a rain event for us. Monday, cloudy skies, a 50% chance of the wet stuff. That could be a rain-snow mix, and very heavy in the Cascades and down into western Oregon. Still going to stay unseasonably mild, though. Look at these highs on Monday. These are 50s down in the Tri-Cities. I think we'll be at least mid-40s here in north central Washington. By Tuesday, mostly sunny skies as we finally begin to dry out. It will remain mild, even though look at this cold air as it begins to filter down from the north, and that will affect us as we get into Wednesday. Mostly sunny skies. Here's our weather maker now. That's an area of high pressure, but look at the cold temperatures dipping down now almost throughout Washington state. We will see highs back down to the mid-30s, and then by our Christmas Eve on Thursday, mostly sunny. It'll even cool off a little bit more as more of that cold air funnels down. And right here, our next weather maker. It doesn't look like it will affect anything on Christmas Eve, but as we get into Christmas, a good chance for rain mixed with snow. And let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast. Tonight, our overnight low will drop down to 32, so a little warmer with all that cloud cover out there. 41 tomorrow with a good chance for rain afternoon and evening. 46, our warmest day on Sunday. Still could see about a 50% chance of rain. Might get a little bit breezy in the Wenatchee Valley, much windier for the Columbia Basin on Sunday. 50% chance of rain on Monday and cloudy. 42, 40 for Tuesday. And then as we creep up on Christmas, mostly sunny and cooler. 36 for Wednesday, and by Christmas Eve on Thursday, mostly sunny skies and cool with a high temperature then of 33 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
It makes me feel happy.
I feel proud,
gratitude,
connected.
It really fills me up with happiness.
Honor, humble.
It makes my heart happy.
Satisfacción, alegría.
Just happy that I'm able to do such a thing.
I'm just grateful I can give.
Hi, I'm Jim Heinlein, independent agent at Springwater Insurance Group. And for next year's plans, there's some really special ones coming out. One in particular has no premium to it. 0 premium. That's pretty neat, especially if you're a veteran who has TRICARE or VA or CHAMPS VA, because you can utilize 2 plans at the same time. If you have questions about this and like more information, give us a call at 888-2600.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled into Wenatchee. We've got fun, affordable e-bikes for the whole family. Portable e-bikes that fit right in the trunk of your car. Fat tire mountain bikes plus unique vintage style bikes you won't find anywhere else. Get some exercise with pedal assist or just cruise up to 20 miles per hour with the throttle. Starting under $1,000, Green Motion e-bikes are affordable fun for the whole family.
Shop smart and safe at the Wenatchee Valley Mall. With CCD protocols in place, you can confidently shop in person at your favorite store, and yes, with socially distanced practices, and Santa will be there too. Check out their website for current deals for merchants, Santa hours, and more at Wenatchee Valley Mall. And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Finally Friday to you. Washington State will kick off its final game of the season tomorrow morning at Utah at 10:30 On last night's U.S. Bank Coaches Show with Matt Chazanow, Coach Nick Rolovich talked about how his offense will certainly be challenged by a very physical defense by the Utes.
I don't know Coach Whittingham that well, but you see that's where their mindset starts, of stopping the run and being physical. They play with a ferocity, especially in the core. That you're going to feel it. But I can see that being his thing. Is stopping the run, and they've got good size. They got some length, and even guys in the secondary position have shown to be physical this year.
Washington State and Utah will kick off at Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City. That's tomorrow morning at 10:30. You can watch the game on FS1. Here's what's coming up on the schedule for college basketball this weekend. Washington State men try to go 6-0 to start the season tonight at 6 o'clock against Montana State. That game will be televised on the Pac-12 network. Number 1 Gonzaga get back on the floor for a game for the first time in over 2 weeks after being shut down by COVID. Bulldogs are in South Dakota to face number 3 Iowa. Tip time tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock on CBS. Then on Sunday, the Huskies are in Las Vegas for a tournament as Washington faces Colorado at 7 in the evening. That game also to be broadcast on the Pac-12 network. Well, the ladies will take to the floor tomorrow in Pullman and Seattle. First up, Washington State hosts number 21 Oregon State at noon on the Pac-12 network. That'll be followed by Washington and number 7 Oregon at 2 o'clock, also on the Pac-12 network. Then on Sunday afternoon at 2:30, number 25 Gonzaga takes on Eastern Michigan at a tournament in Las Vegas. Well, the Seahawks face a must-win game in Washington if they hope to keep pace with the Rams in the NFC West on Sunday. While Seattle's facing the NFC East leading football team in Washington, the Rams are facing the winless New York Jets. Seattle's offensive line bounced back from a 5-sack performance against the Giants a couple of weeks ago to 0 sacks allowed versus the Jets. Left tackle Dwayne Brown says it's a credit to the Seahawks' depth in all positions.
It's been great. It's been great. The depth across our offensive line has been amazing. My hat goes off to the young guys who've stepped up just throughout the season. You know what I mean? From Jordan Simmons to Kyle Fuller to Jamarco Jones, Chad Wheeler, Cedric. You know what I mean? The list goes on. Guys are just ready to produce and ready to contribute at any point in time. And it's never planned that way. You know what I mean? Like. Can't remember what game it was, but we lost 2 guys at the right tackle position. Chad had to come in, and I don't think he planned on playing at all, but he stepped in and we didn't miss a beat. So it's a testament just to their hard work. Definitely Coach Solari does a great job of keeping everyone prepared, overly prepared, each and every week, and coaching everyone like they're going to have to play. So it's been great. We're going to need everyone going forward.
Certainly seems each week provides some sort of potential distraction. This week has been rumors of Houston seeking out Brian Schottenheimer as its possible new head coach. Seattle offensive coordinator says it's flattering, but he's concentrating on Washington.
I'd love to be a head coach, but those things are flattering, but they don't help you beat a really good Washington Redskins team. Honored to be in that consideration, but I'm really focused on doing what I can to play well against a really one of the best defenses we've played this year. Again, to be mentioned in that is great, but really, what's it about? It's about how well we're doing offensively. This is not about me. It's about the Seattle Seahawks. It's about Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett. Let's talk about those guys. What a great job those guys are doing. Chris Carson being back, the offensive line. So again, I'm honored and flattered, but I'm just proud of this group and how well we've done, but we got a lot of work left to do.
Russell Wilson has now worked with Schottenheimer for 3 seasons. He says he'd hate to see him go, but that he'd be a great head coach.
Well, first of all, I think Shotty would be a tremendous head coach in this game. I think he understands the game so well. He's got that great pedigree. I think, obviously, his dad, he's been around the game for so long. He's coached a lot of great quarterbacks, along the process, along the way. Starting off early on with Drew and Phil and those guys, and then, a lot of other great ones along the way. So, I think that he also understands the game extremely well. He's a great coach. He's a great teacher of the game. He's always motivated. He always works hard. Great family guy, too, as well. I love him as a person, and I think all the things that he can do, as a play caller, as confident as he is and all that, I think he'd be great. And I think he's a great leader of men, too, as well. So I think he'd be a great head coach, that's the problem with this game. Sometimes, when your team's playing great and everybody's, scoring touchdowns and making plays, you lose some people you love sometimes, and so, if he does get a great opportunity, I know he'll be great at it. And, and so you want to root for him for sure.
Seattle and Washington kickoff from FedEx Field at 10 o'clock Sunday morning. The game will be broadcast on Fox. Well, looking down the road, the NFL has flexed Seattle's next game against the Rams. The game next Sunday, December 27th, supposed to kick off at 1:05 on CBS, but it's been moved to a 1:25 kickoff and moved over to the Fox network. Here's what we have coming up this weekend on the NCWLIFE channel. We're not as big as Fox, but we're okay. High school basketball doubleheader tonight. Eastmont hosts Moses Lake. Grant with a call, 7 o'clock for the boys. 8:30 for the, 7 for the girls, 8:30 for the boys. I'll be courtside at Eastmont for Davis and the Wildcats tomorrow afternoon. Girls at 2, the boys at 7 o'clock. Then playoff hockey for the Wenatchee Wild Sunday as they take on the Vernon Vipers from last season's postseason. Game 1 at 2 o'clock. Game 2 will follow at 7. Have a very happy weekend. Safe and sane out there. We're going to be out there for the Les Job Community Toy Drive another couple of days here tonight as well as tomorrow. If you want to come join us from 10 to 4 o'clock at Hooked on Toys, we'll gladly take your donations. And thank you. You've done a fantastic job of supporting that cause this winter. Grant, back to you.
Santa Claus is gradually making a snowy appearance at Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort above Wenatchee, as demonstrated in a time-lapse video produced by the resort. Take a look. Very cool. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up Monday morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Of course, as you've mentioned, Monday is the first day of winter. My guest will be Bonnie Orr. We love Bonnie Orr. She always comes in on the solstices and the equinoxes to give you the latest gardening information for North Central Washington. And also on Monday is the 400th anniversary of that. 400th anniversary on Monday, 400 years ago, come Monday the 21st of that. That's Plymouth Rock. Yeah, the Pilgrims landed on Plymouth Rock on Monday 400 years ago. Very, very unimpressive. It's one of the most important moments in Western civilization, and that's Plymouth Rock. We'll talk about that on Monday as well. Grant, back to you.
And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL, 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great final weekend of fall.
Merry Christmas, Wenatchee Valley. Collins is decorated and fully stocked with wonderful gifts. Luxurious cashmere wraps and sweaters, stylish coats to keep you warm, adorable at-home wear from PJ Salvage, socks, fresh popcorn treats, caramels from Boston, natural candles from Bend, Oregon in differing scents, hand-carved soaps, beautiful and amazing lather, scarves, coats, etc., etc., and the largest Brighton assortment of jewelry and handbags in North Central Washington. Ladies, come in and fill out your wish list, and we will wrap it up at Collins in downtown Wenatchee.
Experience the difference in Manson at Mountain View Lodge, where you can park and leave your car and your cares behind. Your winter package starts at just $109, featuring treats from the Coffee Cabin at Rio Vista, Wine Girl Wines, and the North Shore Cafe. Call Mountain View Lodge and Resort or book online. Stay the night. Your room is ready.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellingson here from Live It Up. Join us every week as we answer your questions on health, wealth, and relationships.
We're all about you creating a life that you love, so tune in to Live It Up.